Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, there lived a spoiled king. There was a child born for greatness. We're all familiar with fairy tales. Kings and queens, princes and princesses, evil looming over the lands. The rising of a hero that would save his people. My dream prince. Our king, he will set things right. A child will rise from the ashes and he shall be great. But what happens when the king is the villain in his own story? But the heir of the throne, the beloved prince, is just as corrupt, just as selfish. But the hero of the story isn't he, but the sheep. Who said anything about him? No one ever looked for a girl. It was a prince that was promised, not a princess. What fools were we who thought ourselves so clever? In fairy tales, it was rare to see the princess showered with glory. Praise, yes. Flattery, yes. But glory? Glory was reserved for the brave and daring. Princesses were daring. They were modest, polite, courteous, serving their families with elegant curtsies and smiles. Marry well, provide heirs. Those were the ways of fairy tales. That was the way of life. For one girl, though, being meek and obedient didn't appeal to her. She wanted something better than that. She didn't want to be a simple princess. She didn't want to be a queen. She wanted to be the queen. She wanted to be the savior. The opposite of her father, someone that would restore Egypt to its former prime. Great beauty that was sharp as her wits. A strong leader that played her cards well. A clever scammer as well as a
going back.
There was a time that Egypt was a vast, fruitful land with endless wealth. However, as time went on, it became difficult to maintain the once great land. Disease killed the crops. The population growth was rapid. Allies came at a high price. By the time Cleopatra was a young girl, she learned to trust no one. She was clever, ambitious, traits that made a great ruler, a great queen. However, she knew she needed the tools to achieve greatness. Her first weapon? Knowledge. As a young queen, knowledge is what made a ruler, what made an empire. She had her tutors teach her her native tongue, becoming the very first of her family to speak Egyptian. Her second weapon? Loyalty. Loyalty laid in the crowd, the very same crowd that hated her father, loathed him. She strived to be a type of leader that people would love, respect. Her third weapon? Beauty. She was a girl in the male-dominated world. She used that to her advantage. Fourth weapon? Her father. King Ptolemy's neglect was running Egypt into debt, running it into the ground. She watched him. Everything he did, she made a promise to herself not to do it, to do the opposite, to become his opposite. When she was 18, she got her wish, but not in the way she wanted. On his deathbed, her father declared her his successor, but arranged for her to become the wife to her younger brother, Ptolemy, who was just as careless as her father, just as spoiled. Within months of their marriage, her brother had her banished from Alexandria, but this did not faze her. Cleopatra bided her time wisely, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. The opportunity came in the form of Julius Caesar. He was like her, ambitious, clever, cunning. She knew that with him, she would be great. They would be great. With the help of her servants, Cleopatra was able to get into the palace. The servants managed to arrange a meeting with Caesar and unveiled their queen before him. Caesar has heard tales of the queen's beauty. Up close, he could see that the rumors were in vain. But the girl was uncommonly beautiful. There was something about her, something bewitching. He was intrigued. In short time, Cleopatra gained an ally. He helped overthrow her brother and seized the power for her. Caesar took the young queen under his wing and became her mentor, teaching her the importance of stealth and tactic. Thus he became her lover, one whom she had a child for. Egypt was slowly coming together, returning to its former glory. While Egypt was rising, Rome was falling. The council weren't pleased by this newfound alliance. Caesar's fellow men believed that Cleopatra was poison, one that would destroy them all. Brutus, one of Caesar's former friends, believed that they needed to act and fast. So they killed Caesar, believing that Cleopatra was finished. However, the young queen wasn't through yet.
After the death of Caesar, the young queen lost her greatest weapon, mentor, lover, and the father of her child. She remembered not to look in the past, but to move forward. Cleopatra mourned for a brief moment for the father of her child, the only person who could help her secure the throne. Her greatest friend of all time, protege, and the commander of the Roman Empire army was Mark Antony. When time passed, Cleopatra saw that Mark Antony was not becoming the greatest weapon. She saw him becoming a man as they became more attracted to each other. This formed the greatest love of their life. Mark Antony married the enemy's sister to protect Cleopatra. His heart and love belonged to Cleopatra. He was able to get more land for her. The more the love grew, the more that Cleopatra's power led to her downfall. Cleopatra was blinded by his love while Antony kept forgetting his duty. His love was the weak spot for Antony and Cleopatra and gave Octavian a chance to attack Alexandria. A few months later, Octavian arrived in Alexandria and planned his attack. Mark Antony prepared to fight against Emperor Octavian by polishing his sword and shield. Cleopatra was scared and frightened for her lover. They looked at each other. She placed her hand on his cheek. She rubbed up and down, meaning that he needed to come back alive. They gave each other a goodbye kiss. Antony rode towards the battlefield and did not look back. Cleopatra watched him ride off until she could not see him anymore. Cleopatra prayed to Isis to watch over him. Hours passed through the battle. Cleopatra waited for Antony's return. A soldier returned with the body on his horse. Cleopatra knew it was Antony. He was placed in her arms. Tears were falling down her face. Blood was dripping onto her hands. Antony's breathing heavily. Cleopatra was not ready to say goodbye to her love. Antony died in her arms. Cleopatra prepared Antony's body to be buried in Egypt. Octavian let her. She had a plan to kill herself to be with Antony. She had a basket, and in it was a king cobra inside, with a deadly venom. She put the snake within the range of her. The snake struck, and she felt the pain. The venom hit her lungs. Her breath was getting heavier and heavier. Cleopatra's eyes shut. She was wearing her queen outfit for the last time. Cleopatra and Antony had been reunited once again.